Okay, for more on this, I'm joined by Arienne Gorlach, a community coach with LH Agenda and a planner expert. Arienne, welcome to our program.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
And all the way from Perth, Australia. Big props for getting up in the morning for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm someone who's old enough and in some ways still uses both digital and paper. So what goes into a good paper planner? What do people look for?
Well, I think a really good paper planner is one you use. I think many of us have fallen victim to feeling all inspired and buying a new blank notebook and then not actually using it. So really, there are 4 things to look for in a paper planner. And I'm going to start with number 1, which is it's the secret sauce, all right? That beautiful paper planner is not just to hold your to-dos and your schedule, right? Actually be to hold and be a conduit of your dreams, your goals, your life vision, and it's a vehicle for helping bring them into reality. Because otherwise it's just a book with text.
Sure. Now, what, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's where you should really start with that perspective shift. And then it's going into the more functional things that go into a good planner. What were you going to say?
I think that just using it day in and day out, like you can start the new year with all these great intentions, but you really have to commit to it, I guess.
You do. Otherwise, it's just another tool that's sitting there, not creating magic in your life. It's something that you need to get into the habit of doing, and that can take a little while. But I think when you can see it as a real powerful muscle strength adding to your toolbox of getting actions done, feeling that inspiration in your life, it becomes more than just a booklet.
Yeah. So how did the pandemic reshape the organization planning subculture?
I think the pandemic and forced lockdowns for many of us really meant that we weren't able to be distracted and busy anymore. We were locked in our homes, and some of us started baking sourdough. You know, in Australia, there was a big thing about bringing your bins out to the curb, dressed in costumes or ball gowns. So people had a lot of fun. But I think at the same time, because of the quietened noise, what was not working in your life came up.
Yeah.
And when you start to see all the hard things that are no longer invisible, you start to think of, actually, what do I want? You know, what do I want to do with my life now? And then from that, you ask yourself, how can I get that happening, right? And so I believe that people started to look at ways to grow from their comfort zones, and planners and organizers were one of the vehicles that they could start to structure their thinking, gather their thoughts, start to create project plans, break down their goals. And I'm sure on YouTube, like many of us discovered different things that tickled our fancy. There are some wonderful planner communities out there and great planner channels. Yeah. So I think people just stumbled across things and got excited.
Okay, we have about a minute left. Give me the pros and cons versus paper versus digital.
There's something really magical about paper. Writing things down has a science behind it. It helps with your memory and encoding, much more so than typing things out. Digital planners are great when you've got shared calendars, you need to move things around, you need to share your schedule. But when it comes to actually intentionally living and visually seeing how parts of your life can come together, paper is really the way to go. And maybe a combination is the best way to go forward.